Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to make bottle cap jewelry using resin. Now what you're going to need some bottle caps. I have this great orange color right here. I love this. And you can see it's just a basic bottle cap. There's no liner in these. If yours happens to have a liner, there's another video we have which will show you how to easily remove that. You're going to need some resin. I'm actually using a 2-part resin. If you prefer, you can also use a 1-part if you're familiar with that process. But I really like ice resin because it comes across so crystal clear. You're going to need a little measuring cup. You're going to need a stir stick of some sort. And you're going to need a little torch to remove your air bubbles. So what you're going to want to do first is you're going to want to find an image to use within your bottle caps. If you're going to be using an image, you can use charms, you can be using little sprinkles. You can fill these bottle caps with anything you want. For this tutorial though, I want to show you how to do it using an image, and I've actually already prepared my image, and the way I prepared it is shown on another video here that we have on preparing images for resin. Basically, you're just finding an image, you're cutting it out. Bottle caps have a 1-inch diameter interior circle, and so it's easy. If you have a 1-inch hole punch, you can just hole punch it. Or you can just cut it out. You can trace around a US quarter, and that's going to give you about the right size as well. I just glued the image in using a Nunn design glue. You can use another type of white glue if you have it as well. And then after that glue was dry, I painted on 3 coats of Nunn sealant. You can also use Mod Podge. It's just important that you do multiple coats, letting them each dry between coats, and that's going to prevent your colors of your image from distorting when you put the resin on it. So I want to show you now how to actually get the resin into the bottle cap. So first off, we're going to need to mix our resin, and my little measuring cup here has measurements along the side, and I want to mix 1 ounce. So I'm going to first off take part A, and I'm going to fill it to the 1/2 ounce mark. Now I'm going to take part B and I'm going to fill it to the 1 ounce mark. You're probably wondering why I'm using so much resin for such a small piece, and that is because I don't like to mix less than 1 ounce of resin at a time, just because it's so precise. Your measurements for the part A and the part B, they have to be exactly equal in order for the resin to actually set upright. And I find if I measure out less than 1 ounce, there's a little bit more room for air, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to get so precise, and the chemical reaction doesn't really take place. So I will just probably fill some molds I have setting aside here with my leftover resin so it doesn't go to waste. So we're just going to stir it, and I'm just going to scrape the sides. You can see there's a lot of striations in there, and basically I'm going to stir this for 2 minutes until it is clear. You will get some bubbles, that's okay. We're going to be able to get rid of those later, and some of them will actually disappear on their own. You don't want to whip this, you want to just do a nice stir. Alrighty, it's been 2 minutes, I've stirred it. I'm going to try to tilt this towards the camera a little bit. You can tell there's a lot of bubbles in here right now. So I'm going to actually let my resin rest for just about 3-4 minutes. And while I'm doing that, I want to show you something else. So here's going to be a magnet. I have a little magnet right here, and I'm going to glue, well, it adheres on its own, but I'm going to glue it onto the base later for added security. And in the meantime, though, I want to show you how you would make a pendant or an earring. So to do that, you're going to want to take a metal hole punch. I have this EuroPunch right here, and it creates a round punch that's 1.25 millimeters. You really aren't going to want a hole bigger than that because you don't want your resin to gush out the sides. So I really like the 1.25, and the way to punch a hole is you just find one of the crevices. So you've got this nice flared tin edge, and you can see where it kind of billows out and in, and I'm going to put my hole punch right into one of the indents, and you can tell I'm going about halfway down, so I'm trying to not go too far down towards the base of the bottle cap. I'll show you why in a moment. Just like that, I just punched it. Really easy, it didn't use any pressure at all. And now I have a hole in my bottle cap. You can see about where I oriented that hole. And the reason I didn't want to go lower is because when I fill my pendant with resin, I don't want the resin to actually reach that hole. Because if it does, no matter how secure a fit I feel I have with my jump ring or my earring hook, there's still a chance that the resin is going to spill out the edges, and I don't want that. So I'm going to try to keep that hole up as far as I can towards the edge of the bottle cap and away from the base of it. So if this was going to be a pendant, I would now just take a jump ring. You can use whatever size you want. With the 1.25 punch, the largest gauge of wire you can have for a jump ring is going to be 17 gauge. 16 gauge is just going to be too tight. But 17 gauge is perfect, or you can do a different gauge as well, and it'll just have a little bit more room. So I'm just going to open my jump ring. Insert it through the hole. And close the jump ring. And there is my little jump ring bail. If you had an earring hook, you'd do the same thing. And the point you would do this in your process would be, if you're going to be using images, you would do this first. Actually, if you're going to be doing anything, you would do this first. So before you do anything else with your jewelry making, if you're doing a pendant or earring, you're going to punch that hole and you're going to go ahead and insert whatever finding you have. So we'll just let that be. And now I'm going to come back to my resin. It actually feels a little bit warm right now, and that's totally fine. And because I'm filling a large area, I'm going to actually pour my resin. Normally what I would do though is I would take my resin on my stick and I would drip it into the center. But again, because I have a little bit of a larger area to fill, I'm just going to pour. And I'm working on scrap paper. You can probably tell I have a little bit of a drip happening, which is fine because I'm on scrap paper. Now I'm going to let this just rest for a couple minutes, and then I'm going to come back with my torch and try to remove any bubbles which are present. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to come back with my torch. And I'm just going to brush the flame over the top of my magnet, and you can see that removed quite a few bubbles. And now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to go back and do that same process about another 10 minutes from now, and then even another 10 minutes after that. I just want to make sure that there's no bubbles present. If you're going to be filling your pendant, say you're making a pendant or a pair of earrings and you want the resin to actually go up to the top, so you're filling it with maybe sprinkles, charms, something where you need that resin to go up above the line of where you inserted your finding. What you're going to want to do then is you're just going to want to put some glue right over that hole. So you're going to want to glue that finding in place. Make sure that you have a secure glue line so that there's no gaps for the resin to spill out. And you can just use a glue such as E6000 or another glue that's going to dry clear and strong for you. Let that dry thoroughly. Make sure that that glue is completely clear. If it's milky white, if you're using like a craft glue, that milky white is going to stay embedded in your resin. So you want to make sure it's completely clear. Let that thoroughly dry and then fill your bottle cap with resin. So we've been patient. We've waited 24 hours, and now our magnet top, which is our bottle cap with our kitty image with the resin inside, is now cured. It looks like there's no resin in here, but there actually is. There's a nice thick layer of resin, and it is solid. I wouldn't recommend fully working with it and really putting your fingernail in there for 3 days. I do like to be extra cautious with resin, but after 24 hours, you're really okay to start working with it. Now with this particular piece, I want to make it a magnet, so I want to show you how to finish that. I'm going to take some E6000 glue, and this is really one of the easiest projects you can ever do. I'm just going to take some glue, put it on the back of my magnet, just like that. I didn't even really need an applicator because that magnet's big enough. If there's any strings, just kind of work them around. And now I'm just going to flip it over, place the magnet on the back of my bottle cap, and I'm just going to trim up the glue with my fingernail. You can use a toothpick or whatever you like. And I'm going to let that dry now. And that is done. It's ready to go on your fridge or give as a gift. Although we didn't fully make a bottle cap pendant in this video, it's the same concept though, that you would put the image in and go ahead and lay resin on top of it. I did show you how to punch the hole. I want to show you now how to just finish this really quickly. Ball chain is a great way of finishing a bottle cap pendant. It goes really well with the kind of the funky fun feel of the bottle cap. And it comes in all different colors. I have a black ball chain here, which I thought would have been really fun with the orange for Halloween if we were doing this little black kitty. Or there's also the stainless. Ball chain is super easy to work with. It has a little clasp right here, and you just pull the chain out by pushing it towards the other end. You can then just thread it through your jump ring, re-secure the clasp like that, wiggle it on down, and there you'd have a bottle cap pendant using resin. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make bottle cap jewelry using resin.